probably seen it all over the internet. We're answering Rolling Reggie's 8 questions about the year so far in board games.
Hi, I'm Libby, this is Julian, and together we are Boxed Meeples. And as Julian said, thank you very much to Rolling Reggie for starting another contributors question time, something for us all to do, which is all really fun. And of course, thanks to Dwayne and Alicia from Blackboard Gaming for tagging us in this to take part in that. We've really enjoyed watching the ones that we've seen so far, and we thought that yes, we will accept the challenge and we'll answer our 8 questions as well.
Yeah, so without further ado, here's question number 1. Our favourite board game so far this year? Well, for me, that's quite easy. I was anticipating this game. It was going to be my most anticipated game in 2022, and it didn't come out. Probably because it was never planned to. It's my most anticipated game in 2023, and finally Distilled has arrived. You might have seen I went all out. I backed
You did.
fully the biggest pledge I could do. I've been following the game's creation on their updates on Kickstarter, and when it came, it didn't disappoint. I really enjoy the theme of this game. When we played it, I've really enjoyed the kind of push your luck mechanisms that go on in it, and I like how you can make it as risky as you want to, but then I love the the different flights you can do which vary the games. And I had the opportunity to meet Dave Beck
You
at
did,
the UK Games
he
Expo.
was so lovely.
Yeah, and we had a chat about, the game itself, and he talked about our 5 reasons why we really loved that game. So if you want to know more about why I chose this game, have a watch that video.
Yeah, that is a great game, and those resources, the extra upgraded component bits
Oh
and
yeah,
bobs that you've got are really
we
lovely.
have a fancy edition.
My choice is probably a bit of a bending of this. I don't think it's actually a 2023 release. But I got it in 2023 and it is relatively recent, so hopefully you'll give me a pass on this one. It's Wonderland's War, which I picked up at Aircon. I actually got it from a Bring and Buy, which was amazing. But I really love this game. I love how you've got those kind of it's almost 2 elements of it. You've got the warring, of course, it's Wonderland's War, and that really fun token drop and see if you've got one in your hand or you haven't. Like the drama of those moments are amazing. And you're going around your tea party in the other bit, sort of almost like a collecting resource kind of
Yeah, like a
situation
rondel.
there, and trying to time out how can you maximize all the good stuff, not let someone else get something you want, and make sure that you're getting to the top of the table at opportune timing and things like that going on, and that sort of upgrading of your character and being able to do more and more as the game goes on. So yeah, really enjoying that one. Can't wait to get it to the table more and more and try out some of the other
Yeah,
characters.
and I think that came out towards the end of last year, so I think that's
If
right.
we don't count when sort of Kickstarter's delivered and we go like when it came to retail, does that help? I don't know.
It's fine.
So the second question is, what's your most played game this year?
That's easy.
no contest for you
That's
whatsoever.
easy for me. I picked up Boop at the UK Games Expo, and
Let's pretend that you've only started playing it recently.
no, I played it on Board Game Arena, but I got a
Yes.
physical copy of it at the UK Games
Because
Expo.
you've become obsessed with it.
And
BGA.
yeah, I managed to play it 37 times in a month,
Yes.
which is a bit much, probably. It's probably a bit excessive because it's been any opportunity to get it out, I have done. So, restaurants, bars,
Boats,
by the pool,
swimming pools. Yeah.
any opportunity to play Boop. I've been airport. Why not? It's such a simple, elegant game. I love the theme of it. I can't stop playing Boop. Should you play a game Boop now?
We're a little bit busy. I'm probably helped by the fact that your children have decided that they need to keep playing you until they genuinely win.
Yes.
And you won't let them win.
I don't
They don't
know.
want you
They
to
don't
let
want me to let them
No,
win.
but then sometimes that takes several consecutive plays until we get to that point. So yeah, that's how
More for them, because the more I play it, the better I get.
Mine probably is actually Boop as well, but for a bit of variety in this, I think that Digitally, my most plays would be Root. We have managed to play it several times in person, which has been
Hmm.
amazing. We've managed to try out the some of the new factions like the Badgers and things like that. Corvid Conspiracy. I've been learning Lizards recently, and yeah, we have had some in personers, but the majority of those plays are digital on the app. So I think the one that I've played most in person is Hollywood
Mm.
1947,
Yeah.
which hopefully will be coming very soon. But
Yeah.
we did do a Kickstarter video on that, and luckily we still have the sort of the mock-up
The prototype
version, the
version of it, yeah.
prototype version. And yeah, our friends and family really enjoy it. It's great for when you've got gatherings. In fact, we've played it with a lot of non-gamers recently, and they've really been enjoying that. So yeah,
It's
that's been a great
definitely
one.
my favourite social deduction game now.
Mine too.
Right. So my biggest surprise this year was actually Boop. I didn't think I enjoy Boop because I don't tend to get on with those kind of two-player dueling games.
No, no, you don't.
I've got a really bad history of those. I didn't really like Santorini. There's one called Onitama, what I played. You won like 13 games in a row, and
Yeah, and then you decided you were done. You'd never wanted to play that game ever again.
yeah, I'm fine with losing in games. I don't mind that. But when I can't see what I could do differently, I find it incredibly frustrating when I
Mm,
lose because I've got no idea why I've lost. So bearing in mind what group is, I thought, well, I'm not going to like this. There's something about it that really clicked. It can't just be
mm.
the cats. It's got to be something more than that. It's just something that works in my head and I can understand. And it's quite a simple game, really, but there's a lot of kind of complexity beneath the surface, and
Mm.
that works. So,
I wonder if partly there's some timing issues. I think that when you started playing games like Santorini and things, it was sort of relatively early on in you starting getting into board games proper. Like you've been playing a lot of party
yeah.
games and things like that. And I'd gradually been sort of throwing some euros down your throat, forcing you to play Rebellion and all
Hmm.
sorts of things. And we started doing a scratch off poster, 100 games, and some of those sorts of games were on there.
Yeah.
And I think having not quite sort of built up that idea of strategy and different things like that, you weren't used to playing those types of games. Then perhaps now, having played such a variety of games, though they come maybe more naturally to
Yeah, I
you,
think so.
could be an argument. But you know, we can always play Santorini and find
You can
out.
find out.
For me, I think it was my biggest surprise this year. I think with Stardew Valley, you got it at previous year's expo,
Yeah.
so it was almost a year that you'd had it.
And yeah, that's why I wanted to get to the table. I didn't want it to be.
Mm,
I was so excited about getting it. So
yeah,
it's a game I really wanted, and it's hard to get for a while. So I was really excited to get it. And then we didn't play it; it just sat on the shelf for nearly a
yeah,
year.
yeah. And it's I didn't want to play it. It's just it wasn't one that I was gravitating towards. I wasn't hyped for it. It's not a theme that I particularly know about. I haven't played the game that you
No, I
have.
played a lot.
I think the children were talking about Animal Crossing a lot, and I was kind of thinking, oh, well, surely it would just be that, but in a board game. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Just so I don't know, maybe I was a bit flooded by that kind of
Yes.
thing,
Yeah.
or something, and it just didn't really happen. And I thought that I would enjoy it, but I really enjoyed it, you know, lots more than I thought that I would.
Hmm.
I thought it was really interesting trying to sort of work out who's best at doing what and how possibly to sort of maximize your tasks and maybe what things you should just ignore completely. I
Yeah.
remember the first game that we played, we didn't do any of the sort of animal bits
No, we did. We didn't.
really
No.
at all. I mean, we went fishing, but yeah, none of that sort of section because it didn't really fit in with our goals. And thank goodness we didn't, because otherwise I think that we would have lost turns doing
Yeah.
something that we desperately
It's
needed
a
those
hard game.
turns.
Yeah.
You have got to think about maximizing everything in order to get a win. So yeah, I really like the puzzle and the challenge of doing that. So yeah, really surprised by how much I liked that one. So next up is our biggest disappointment. And I mean, I don't find many games disappointing if
No.
we're honest.
We tend to
Um,
focus on the positives, really,
yeah,
and it's often okay. Well, the game's not for us, but I don't think it's for not for everyone.
yeah, you can always see the positive points and who it would suit, even if it's not kind of one that you would gravitate towards playing again and again. But I mean, one thing that I think was maybe slightly foolish, I am disappointed a little bit. from is, I mean, I have just said my favorite game was Wonderland's War, but I got the normal standard version. And then you put those sort of cardboard chips in a bag, and they don't make the clinky clanky noises, do
No,
they? They're not sort of great when you put them down on the table, and they don't give some gravitas when you
no,
fish through a bag. And so yeah, I do. There is a part of me that does wish that I had sort of either held out or upgraded for those chips, and I have had the opportunity to do that in that time. But then obviously there's a lot of them. I believe there might be like 210 or something
yes.
like that. There's a lot of them. So obviously it's quite an investment to be able to do that. And I sort of thought, oh, I can buy another gun with that. I can do a lot of things. We've got a wedding to save for. So I haven't done that. But then I have instead ended up getting some like almost like coin capsule cover things 3D printed with the different colors and everything of that at a fraction of that price. If you're interested in that, there's a company called Geeky Meeples that have done that for me with lovely different coloured
No,
prints. They do rainbow prints, they do all sorts of
I
things.
think that's a really elegant solution you've got.
Yeah, but
Um,
I still am sort of slightly kind of, it's not the clunky chip,
yes,
but
and I think it's fair that you didn't back it. I know
yeah.
because often, particularly postage to the UK,
Mm.
it's very, very expensive. And I think you'd be a bit reckless to go, well, I'm going to spend £200 on a game I know nothing about, I've never played. Um, so I think, yeah, I understand that, but then it is immediately frustrating when you can't just get those extra bits.
Yeah, I mean, we think about what Kickstarters we do. I would say more carefully than we used to.
Yes,
I'm slightly more selective of things like that, and I think it is quite hard sometimes to go all in deluxe, even though that's immediately, of course, what I want. Like if I'm in for a game,
yeah.
I want it to be a great version of that. I don't want to have this feeling with Wonderland's 4. But it is hard to know, is it going to be a game that you're going to love so much that it's going to warrant the number of plays to warrant
Yeah.
the price tags included in that. But yeah, I have come up with a solution, but I am still slightly disappointed in myself that I didn't go in for that one.
Well,
But hey ho.
my biggest disappointment, and I think this is a me problem. I was disappointed by 8 Minute Empire,
I think that is a you problem.
and there's no reason I should have been disappointed by it, apart from the fact I had expectations beyond what it actually is.
Yeah, so
Because I
your problem is that with Red Raven Games, you've not graduated up, have
no,
you?
I went
You've
in with
gone straight in the deep end and then gone, oh.
everything is why is this not Sleeping Gods? You know, and I play this, and it's never intending to be Sleeping Gods. It's a lighter game. It's an earlier game, obviously, and
Mm,
it doesn't have that narrative. It doesn't have all those characters because it's what the game is.
yeah.
So the fact you can play it in 8 minutes, spend 8 minutes reading a chapter if you're playing Sleeping Gods. It's not that kind of game, but just in my head, Red Raven equals strong narrative and adventure and exploration, which meant that when I was playing it, I was just like, it's fun. It just felt like a bit of a game that should have been in another game. And that's
Okay.
silly because that's not what it's intending to be. It is what it is.
Mm,
And I should be happy that I enjoyed that. But I just wanted I don't know. It's not possible what I expected in my mind. And that disappointment seems foolish. But
yeah.
I was disappointed by it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And even in terms of it doesn't really have like the character art and things that you've kind of come to know and love with a lot of the other games there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
me problem.
I think so too.
So we have a pretty bountiful shelf of shame.
We do. I mean, we've just come off the UK Games Expo, so of course we've ended up sort of front loading all
Yeah,
of the game. We've got a lot more games that we haven't played yet than we would normally in a running
we
month.
tend to be quite we still have quite a big shelf of shame, but we tend to keep on top of it. And
Yeah, I still have some games I haven't played from this, and it's a problem.
but one of the games I got at the UK Games Expo was an absolute steal, and it's a game I wanted for a while.
Hmm.
But I've been put off by the fact it was £80. This is Detective City of the Angels, um, and I really love that kind of Hollywood theme. I always have, and
Yeah.
it's a theme I really love. And I love detective games, so I'm so excited about actually playing this and making a whole night of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking forward to the fact that you can play it solo first, and then that kind of equips you to be the chisel. And I'm looking forward to having people over.
You're
And
going to do the
I'm going to do
accents.
accent. I'm going to have a sleeping hat on.
I mean, you're going to
Um,
get a smoke machine.
Probably, yeah. If there's a way of making it all black and white here, I'll probably be doing that.
There'll
Um,
definitely be background music.
there will be absolutely. I've already picked the music
Oh,
ready.
great.
I'll be fully invested in trying to create this, evening for people. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Painted the miniatures in anticipation for
Already,
this.
yes.
So yeah, I can't wait to play that game. And we've got lots of games on our shelf that we should probably prioritize, but I'm just itching to play this game.
How long have you got? I've got a lot. So, the Everrain, I have not played yet. I've had that for quite a
No,
while.
and you've got everything for it, so it's
Yes, yeah. Revive, as I said, that was one from Essen that I haven't managed to play yet. You might have seen from the UK Games Expo Pool video, I got the Archive of Ancients Vindication, which
yep,
is a great big box. Super excited for that. Super excited for Outlive, the collector's
yep.
version of that. We haven't played Jerusalem yet. I just go on and on and on.
I'm really keen for you to play Astro Navigators
Yes,
because
I'm
I
super
know how
excited for
much you're
that
going to
one.
enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really keen for you to play that.
Yeah, and that, I mean, oh my gosh, this little panda here, amazing, right? And they're little astronauts, and there's look at this Jaguar dude, yeah, and there's like a Sir Patrick Moore penguin.
Yep.
Yeah, I am beyond excited to play that one as well.
So yeah, we've got quite a few games to get through.
Yes.
Just stop playing Boop, really.
So next up is what game that's at least 3 years old did we discover
Mhm.
this year? And for me, I was very lucky because we played this on New Year's Day, so it
That counts as
counts.
this year.
And that is Rising Sun.
Hmm.
I've loved Blood Rage for a long time. I mean, the Viking theme. We all know that I love a Viking theme, but we also really love that Japan theme. I'd played Ankh before, and
Yeah, we just kind of
those sort of
skipped over
trilogy.
Rising Sun.
Yeah, I mean, I think partly because the three-player element of
Hmm.
that, it's harder for us to have been able to have got it to a table and things. I did manage to pick that one up at last year's expo as well.
You
So we
did.
had taken us 6 months to get a third player in and get that one to the table. Um, but yes, I absolutely adored that. I think it's come right up into my top 10.
Yes.
And we've played it, yeah, a couple of times now this year. And I really love that. You've kind of got that area control going, well, you definitely have, going on. But you can also do some things with your sort of shaman
Well,
that you're kind of being able to control other things. Depending on where you are in the tea ceremony, depends on whether you're breaking ties or being able to
that's what I
exit
love about it.
first.
I do
Yeah.
enjoy the alliances, and I'm keen to play a four-player because we've only ever played it at a smaller player count. So it'd be nice, interesting to see how that works with a bigger player count and
No, we played it at 3 and then we played it at
four.
5.
Oh yes, yes, it's always been an odd number.
So we haven't played it at 4, where there would always potentially always be some. You'd be in alliance with someone, maybe. We've always played it where there's going to be an odd one out at
Yeah,
some point, which is interesting because when you are that odd one out, you're doing different actions, but are you maximizing some of the other things in different ways? And it just jostle things around. But I mean, those miniatures, I don't even know that I can call them miniatures, they're so huge.
no, they should be called
Um,
massivers.
Massivers? Yeah, I mean, make up any word, why don't we? I can't wait to paint those. Like, they look great. I love that moment when you get one of those and you get to chuck it out on the board, and it's like, yeah, come for my lion, why don't you?
But for me, I was I was very very busy at the expo. I didn't have a
Yeah.
great deal of free time because I was meeting developers and publishers and things like that. But there was a point where I kind of had 2 hours, and I was just kind of strolling around, and I thought, well, what's the best use of my time here? And I literally was just passing Isle of Cats, and there was a free space at a table. Again, it was about to start, so I sat down and I played it because I love cats. I would have loved cats, and I like those kind of games, with the polyomino tile, the Tetris shapes, and I like patchwork and games like that.
Barn Park we've
And
been
Park,
loving
yeah.
lately. Yeah.
And so I'd never really played that, and I don't quite know why. I haven't. But I sat down and suddenly I understood why so many people like it.
It seems to me like you're going to have a Kallax stream soon, doesn't
Well,
it?
if we hadn't picked up so many games that you might have seen in the whole video, I would have got it.
Yeah,
I would have got it
yeah.
and got the Kickstarter stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing it, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to play it. So yeah, Isle of
Mm.
Cats.
No, I haven't still haven't played it. So yeah, I'm excited to do that at some point.
Now, earlier we said, how it's not always wise to go all in on the Kickstarter for a game you've never heard of. I'm adding a caveat to that. If it
Okay.
says Awaken Realms,
Yeah, you're pretty safe,
I,
aren't you?
I, I think that's a comfortable fit for us because we love Nemesis. We've recently enjoying the Great Wall,
Yeah.
and it's my birthday. It's a big birthday. So I was like, yep, I'm going all out for Tamashi. And I went and I got the miniatures version, which I kind of forgotten about until it's asked me to pay for it. And I got, all of the expansions because I'm very excited about that game.
Again, it's your, much like Detective in that kind of Hollywood era style. The other one that you really always gravitate to is that sort of
Yeah, I
steamy.
like kind of cyberpunky
So
future
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
like
yeah,
like Blade Runner, kind of
yeah.
detective stuff, really. So yeah, when I saw that, I thought this is my kind of thing. It's Awaken Realms light technically, although I think
I think they might have
they might
dropped
have
that.
dropped that
Yeah,
now. But yeah,
because there's going to be so much in the
well,
box,
I know I was
probably.
really envious when your Great Wall came and you have this massive box, and suddenly it's like, oh, this one's just full of miniatures, and I'm going to get to experience that.
Yes, yeah.
Which I'm really looking forward to, and it works. What I think is quite good about this, and I might be slightly wrong in this, but from what I've read so far, you can play it, and player counts can fluctuate. So if you can join into the campaign and leave the campaign, you can still
Okay,
progress it.
that's great.
And then the way you interact with other people, so some are cooperative and some are competitive, and I think that worked quite well for us. And those
Mhm.
miniatures look great, and I'm just kind of looking forward to painting them really because I enjoy doing that.
Yeah, you've been on the hunt for new, kind of very vibrant
Yeah,
pinks and purples and
and I
things
think
to be able to give them a good go.
the way I've been painting is going to work really well with that. That style of painting I tend to do work well.
Mm.
Yeah, Tamashi. And also, on Kickstarter, Fox Experiment.
Mm.
We saw that briefly at the UK Games Expo. I'm just looking forward to that. Elizabeth Hargraves, winner. So, it's yet to do a game we haven't enjoyed, and it's got foxes in it. So, please,
We love a
we
fox.
do love a fox.
We've have just arrived, literally like a day ago.
Hmm.
Expeditions from Stonemaier.
Yep.
So we're really excited. We love Scythe, as
It's
you
it's
probably have
both
known. So
it's
we
both
love.
in our top five.
Yeah, yeah. We've got Ironclad. Super excited about that. They look amazing. We've whipped over the box, but that's as far as we've
Yeah.
got. So excited to get that one to the table. But ones that aren't yet here,
Hmm.
I've backed Unconscious Mind by Fantasia Games, who also did Endless Winter, which is a game that I love. I have played some like a part game at Essen, so we sat at the table
Yeah.
and learned it. You've got the psychoanalysts kind of trying to solve the cases of their clients or patients, I'm not sure. Um, and they're kind of discussing together as a cohort as to how best to treat people and things like that. So there's lots going on, really interesting topic, fantastic art from both Andrew Bosley and Vincent Dutray, one of them doing the sort of real world and one of them doing the dream world. So you've got that contrast in artwork, which works beautifully, I think. So yeah, super excited for that. And also the White Castle by De Vere Games.
Yes.
Um, really love Red Cathedral, who this game is designed by the same
Yeah,
guys that did that.
it's kind of not a spiritual. It's not a sequel. It's kind of in just
Yeah, like a
set,
sort of spiritual
set in a different
successor-ish.
place, and
Yeah, and this one is obviously in Japan. And again, we love a
yeah,
Japanese themed game. I have seen a few bits and pieces of the game, and I know that the components, all of the little bits and bobs, are beautifully coloured, cut out wonderfully, little pieces. I think there might be a nice stalk kind of or crane.
I don't know much about it, but yeah, based on the fact how much we enjoy Red Creature, particularly the expansion,
Yeah,
more of that will be great.
yeah, I'm super excited for that one. So hopefully, yeah, we'll have more to say about that
Yeah,
soon. This year, I think it's out at Essen.
cool.
Yeah.
This year.
So last question is, what is our personal favourite video that we have done on our channel so far this year. And I think I would have to say that I really enjoy doing these kind of collaboration style type
Yes.
ones where the community sort of come together. We're all answering the same sort of thing. I feel like it brings us closer as a community. We're making more friends from sort of watching everyone's commenting, or everyone's getting excited about what everyone's choices are. I really like doing those sorts of things. I mean, we did start one last year, the something old, new, borrowed,
Yes.
blue kind of thing, and there's been lots of other ones floating around. Thanks again to Rolling Reggie for starting this one. I love it. We haven't really done many this year. In fact, the only one that we have done is the A to Z.
Okay,
So
yeah, that's fun.
that's my pick for this, because I just really love the community ones. And I mean, if you've got some ideas, tag us. We're up for a challenge, no matter what it is. We'll put things into a Kallax box. We'll A to Z it. We'll 1, 2, 3 it. Anything you like.
Well, I mean, I'm genuinely really proud of all the videos we do, and I'm very happy to look over our, videos this year and go, there's not many there that I would change or do differently, and I'm really proud that I can say that.
Yeah, it's always a learning curve, obviously. We
Yeah,
kind of try new things and things like
some
that.
have
But
been much harder than others, doing the UK Games Expo ones overnight and getting those live before the next day of starting was exhausting. But I'm proud of those, and,
yeah,
and it's nice that you could bring that experience to people who couldn't go to the expo. But I really enjoy the kind of 5 minutes a table,
okay,
which we
yeah,
started this
that
year.
was a bit crazy. Yeah.
Partly because they're easier to edit, because you don't edit them. And I enjoy that, and I just think it's a fun thing to do. Very silly, and I like kind of being sounds
Funny.
strange, just that open because it isn't edited. And often we kind of think a lot about the videos before we film them, but this feels more natural. This is more
Yeah,
just
yeah.
us, which is fun. And I'm,
And invariably, we're basically going, yeah, yeah, that sets up like this, and then we
yeah,
finish the video and like, oh no,
yeah,
did
we
that
totally did
wrong,
that wrong.
did that
So
wrong.
we always sit down and play it afterwards. Obviously, it's set up, you may as well. And we're like, oh, that's what that does. So don't take that as a to watch it played for tutorials. But I also am really proud of the 1,000 subscriber video you did.
Oh, it's so overwhelming that people watch our stuff. I mean, we just did it originally to
Yeah.
join in on the Dice Tower's favorite game Fridays. We
So
didn't think that we would end up with sort of a channel proper.
yeah, and I have 1,000 subscribers, and I bought Star Wars, the pandemic game, Clone Wars, to celebrate. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I wasn't anticipating it, and I just literally went out. I was with my lunch break at work, and I filmed myself, and I can genuinely see in that video how excited I was and how kind of proud I was, and it was nice to kind of have documented that. And it's not the most well produced video we've ever made. Um,
it documents a moment in
yes,
time
and
and a
that's
feeling,
the
and
point.
it's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you watch it, I had to, blur out some of the screen because there's a child there and I didn't want to show him. So in terms of actual video, it's a bit of a mess, but I'm really pleased of what it represents. So yeah, that's what.
That's our 8 questions all done. Thank you again to Dwayne and Alicia for tagging us. Of course, we're always up for one of these challenges, and this is about the right time to tag some more people.
Yes.
So I think we had a little look of people that we haven't seen that have done it yet. So hopefully everyone's not been triple, quadruple.
Yeah, we didn't want
tagged.
to ask someone else who's already done a video already. So if you're watching this and go, why did you ask? It's probably because someone else has asked for you. But if you want to do it and you haven't been asked, go right ahead.
Yes, but some that we have looked at. Richard from Genders Gaming, we would love to see your answers to these questions.
Very funny.
And Phil from Fun with Boxes, amazing. Do please subscribe to his
Watch
channel.
his channel.
So funny.
Get the joke. Understand where it's coming from. Because we met him. Well, you knew him before, but I got to meet him at the expo. The most lovely of man.
Yes.
And so funny.
Yes.
So funny.
So yeah, we'd love to hear those answers.
Hele, who I met at Game for Life, we saw at UK Games Expo.
Second year running, we had breakfast chats this year. We played Starship Captains together last year.
So love to see you answer the questions as well.
Yeah. Dublin and Mary Kate from Picking Up Pieces. We'd love to hear what you have to say about those questions too.
Similarly, Mitch and Morgan from M is for Meeple. If you want to do it as well, that'd be fantastic.
Yes.
Answer the questions.
Please do. But yeah, for now, that's us. Of course, if you are interested in any of the board games that we have mentioned today or any others, for us, our friendly local game store is Chaos Cards in the southeast of England. They do also have a website, so if you aren't local, you can go onto their website. We do have a discount code in the description for 5% off when you spend over £35. And it's a one-off discount code there. But they often do have lots of other discount codes and sales and bits and pieces going on as well.
Yeah. And obviously, if you just discovered us and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And like we said earlier, in the comments below, why not set us a challenge? Don't feel you need to do a video. Just put a challenge in the comments and we'll happily take it on.
Answer any of the questions yourselves. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. And as always, thank you very much for watching.
Bye.
And dog update, if you're interested, sleep on the floor. Get the hang of this. Not interrupting us while we're filming thing.
Okay.